All right, what's going on, folks? Sorry, running a little late on the stream. I'm taking cues after Michael. What do you want me to say? All right, so this particular game, I have some bit of history with the Disciples series. One, two, and in this case, three. Two had kind of a rocky relationship because there was a few different iterations of that game. I believe Reincarnation, then there was Resurrection, or it was the other way around. One way or the other. Um, so these are RTS RPG hybrids. This is actually the first time I'm playing this on console, so that's a little interesting to do. Never been a big fan of the doing the console stuff, like these type of games on console, just because keyboard just never feels, or controller never feels right. So for me, I'm more of a mouse keyboard when it comes to these kind of games. But the publisher was nice enough to provide a review code, so we're going to take a look at it. Those that want to know, with the extension of the two games that were being chosen, you had Chernobylite and you had this. This one won based on totality of votes. Chernobylite will be streamed on Monday, so there is that. So if you enjoy RTS games and RPGs, this is supposed to be story focused, so I don't know. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. So let's see, system. I'm just curious to see what these are. Yeah, we'll do story just because this is an introductory. Ooh, brutal. A lot of customization options for individual stuff. Controls. Video. Audio. And then we have interface. Come on, interface. Alright, so not what you would expect for settings, but it's a console, so take it for what it is. Alright, new game. And we're just going to go with story just because this is first impressions, so we'll go from there.
Between times, for epochs, Nevendar's disciples have been victims of.
Now, according to How Long to Beat, this game is about somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 hours. Talking just the story completion rate, not talking side missions and all the other stuff.
Twin chains of chaos and cruelty will break. Fearing the dawn of this final age, the people turn to their gods once more. They find no answers.
So for those wondering, this series you can get generically, usually fairly cheap on insert platform here. I've enjoyed it just because it's something different. It almost reminds me of, if you've ever played Spell Force games, it kind of reminds me of that. Not quite, but it's about the only similar-ish kind of thing that is really honestly out there. And I have This is probably all the extra stuff because of the review code. Guess we'll find out.
Ori, you alright?
What? Oh,
Okay, so the
Abby.
portrait style way of
I thought
telling
you were a church
story. Interesting.
I don't know what's worse, your snoring or this stench. How can you sleep down here?
Not gonna lie, currently I cannot hear a dang thing because of the way this is piped through, and I'm trying not to have the feedback between the two.
I can sleep and drink anywhere. It's a gift.
So you'll have to let me know how the voicing, acting, and music is because I have no idea.
Just past twilight.
So this is a very old school RTS. This is almost the way like something like StarCraft Brood War was told.
Right. Well, how are we going to do this?
You decide what say to other characters. Ask a question, attempt to be romantic with others, stop the conversation, attack the other character, offer to let the other character in your cause, attempt to scorn, use only console, compliment, be kind to one another. Choose an unpredictable. The success of the lies. Choices have a major impact on the ending of the game. There are no bad choices though. Feel free to roleplay as you wish.
Kill the
Okay.
priest, I mean.
Yeah, we'll be, you know, sneaking and kill
Get in,
him.
take out this priest, and go get our pay.
And if you're a spammer, another one bites the dust. Go away.
But what about the guards? If any of them see our faces, the Empire will hunt us down.
Those guards have families, too. You seem nervous.
We've done a lot of contracts, but killing's never... Aren't you?
What do we always say?
Regret later.
That's right. So
Simple as that.
What was that? Okay, new unit. Morally gray might be an understatement, but so by calling him loyal. Find the priest. Court. Again, spammers, go away. Always fun. So, let's see. Companions can equip.
Impure. His...
Battle. Alright, let's see what this battle system is. So the movement system is kind of old school Infinity Engine type games. So if you've ever played any of those, they're very top-down kind of movement.
Now you see me? Now you see me?
Quickly. Moving.
We will be victorious. Holding the line.
How?
Ouch.
Pressing the enemy.
Okay, blood.
We make our stand here.
Shield bash. Round 2.
Feel the snake's bite.
One. Six.
Feel my blade bite.
Yeah, just hadn't gotten that far yet, it appears. Thanks for the recommendation.
You're mine.
Let's see. Inventory, blah, blah, blah. Now that's the spell system.
On the offensive.
Swordsman.
Holding the line.
Alright, round 3. 6. So if you've ever played any
Feel the
strategy RPGs,
We're getting good.
you'll feel kind of right at home with this one.
Feel my blade bite.
It's pretty self-explanatory for the most part.
Let's move. Stand down.
There will be no surrender.
Round 4.
Feel my blade bite.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be a whole lot easier on mouse and keyboard than it is on specifically with a controller. And in case you're wondering, this is on, again, as the title obviously states, this is for the Xbox Series X.
Feel the snake's bite.
And down all the enemies go. Defeat all enemies, blah blah blah. Oops. So let's see.
The sewers clearly aren't as safe as we thought they'd be.
So much for sneaking in.
Regret later, act now.
Words thrown back in your face is always fun. Regret now, regret later, act now, right? Post encounter healing during the fight. Some of your units lost HP their health. To replenish the health, you may either use healing potions during combat. Bones. Okay, so it's very every other third-person type game. Okay, you want me to go up there, but I do like the fact that one of the things that they allow you to do is actually highlight stuff so you can see what's interactive. That's a nice little feature, not gonna lie. Ah, there we go. Let's try another battle. I'm curious to see how the character progression works.
Now you see me? Now you see me?
Move out.
Pressing the enemy. Holding the line.
Shield bash. Yeah, arrows. That's fun.
Feel the snake bite. Feel the snake bite.
No. Go to the next turn. So, art and direction wise, this is very dark and gothic. This is very much what you try and true fantasy setting. Yeah, you'll either like it or you won't.
Feel my blade.
And again, you can say that about most games in general at this point in time.
Feel my blade bite.
Performance-wise, I haven't really seen any issues thus far.
Moving.
Seems to be running fairly stable and straight. No random fluctuations that you see a lot of the times in a lot of the other kind of ports and stuff from PC to regardless of console.
Feel my blade bite. You mess with Abby, you mess with me.
Another one bites the dust. Usually helps if I unmute myself. So this particular art style is one that I actually kind of like. I like the dark, gritty kind of gothic look for it. A lot of the times you get the typical, a lot of the newer like Diablo clones have a lot of this, oh, we have to go for diversification in our environments and all that stuff, and it becomes kind of dull and samey after looking at every single game. Now you can say that this is a sewer level, so most of these games would obviously be the same, but
the rat who's been crawling our sewers reveals herself.
Let's see. Choices.
You know why I'm here. But your guards don't have to die. Let
The rat shows me pity. You are...
The British just emerged and you were surrounded.
Tell me, to what do I owe this assassination? Feeding these children? Their young eyes will see much suffering in their lifetimes.
See some suffering in their lifetime. Very melodramatic writing. The plan to sneak in should have worked, you think? Oh boy. Okay. Yep, ready. Survive 3 rounds, huh? Every unit in your in the back.
I'll sneak past them.
quickly.
And we'll go down here, try to divine conquer these a little bit.
Father, guide my blade. Make your stand here.
Glory and honor. Wear them down.
Not gonna lie, I wish there was kind of a speed up feature though.
I call on his holy fury.
Breaking the line.
Alright, round 2.
I will carve his sword on you.
Divine Smite.
There will be no surrender. Glory and honor. Wear them down.
Shield Bash. Round 3.
Stand down.
We make our stand here.
I call on his holy fury.
Let's see.
Feel the snake bite. Feel my blade bite.
Father, guide my blade.
Boys,
Walk in his light.
are we able to survive this last round?
Sorry. Something's wrong.
Yeah, we're losing.
Oh, excuse me.
Help.
Impossible! Stand back!
It's a portal. Go.
Leap through the portal. Behind you, the portal closes, leaving no trace other than the black scars. Or
From the cosmic tear, you are hurtled bewilderingly forward.
I will say, I kind of do like the way that this,
Never
like
before
these
had mortal feet
in-engine
touched the soil.
cutscene
Nor mortal eyes
stills
seen
are
this
shown and
ancient
told. I
sight.
do like that. It's very much a different way of telling the story.
Sprawling, ancient, longing to be rediscovered. Until now, this is your true home. This is your fate.
I'm not gonna lie, they actually do look pretty dang fantastic too. As you first front city, gold, iron, wood. This is where the art. This is where like the gathering of stuff comes into play.
Abandoned and ancient. It could be dwarven.
Older. Look at the stone. It wasn't cut. It's like it was formed from the bedrock. And these glyphs
These
match
glyphs
the
match the
glyphs
glyphs on my
You're
armor.
worried about your belt?
You're worried about your
You
belt.
just ripped a hole in
Yeah.
space. I'm sorry. I just haven't seen you do that since
So-
we were kids.
Again, these cutscenes are going to be a hit or miss thing. Some people like them, some people won't. The battle system, the actual battle system, the grid style system is fine. I've never been a big fan of grid-based battle systems on controller, but what they've done for it on controller, it's fine. It's not fantastic. You overshoot a lot of the time as far as where you're actually looking to go. It's a little finicky, a little too touch sensitive maybe.
Let's look around.
Wait.
But beyond...
Looking around, upgrading, trying. Okay, so you have an upgradable castle. Equipment building. Empty, available for construction. Graveyard, recruit units. Empty for construction. And units. Castle, speak to companions. Make companions, special units, research spells, gather resources, reassigned. Recruit. Recruit units. Recruit. Recruit. Okay. I have no idea how much stuff I have right now, so recruit one more. Stun ring. Recruit. 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 I don't have the necessary stuff. Graveyard. For units. Let's see. Skeleton. Root. Recruit. Recruit. Ready the Abyss. Recruit. Possessed. There's that. And let's see, what else do we got? There are places to go. Temple. Did I recruit anybody? Yeah, I did a couple of soldiers. Train units. They're maxed already. I think. Oh, that's cool. You can even go deep dive in to see what like they do. Okay, that's cool. I do like that. Oh, we'll go to the castle. I recruited one of each. Talk to your companions, research some spells. Gather resources. What am I gonna need more of? Divine sense. Or not. Train companion special units, research spells. Yep, research. New spell, yay! Woohoo! New spells. Let's see. Word of divine power on special target. And then we got summon lesser devil, so we'll research those. No, this is I can understand that comparison. This is more, it's a hybrid game. It's gonna be a bit, so like this part right now is the RTS part. This is more like the gathering of resources and the base management stuff. You have another aspect which is more of Diablo-esque, and it's kind of like a third-person isometric, over-the-top view. Other games like, Torchlight and those kind of games. And then the battle system is a grid-based system, so it's going to be more strategy RPG. And then the story is told in different ways, too. So there's a lot to this game as far as what it is. Let's see. Alright, area research spells, research skills. You're in the skill point. There's a lot to this game, not gonna lie. Okay. Alright, let's see. Combat, F1. Twilight Might. Magic. Alright, I'll confirm that. Back. And then we'll... companions. I'll talk to you. So, again, this code was provided by THQ Nordic, so I want to thank them for that. Again, I'm usually not a big fan of these type of games on console. If I had to play it on console, it's not horrible. Like I don't feel like I'm bashing my head off a wall fighting with the controller. And that to me is like the more important part. Because if anybody played, like, I think it was Supreme Commander for the 360 or any other kind of RTS style game or SRPG, the controller not always the best way to do those type of elements in games. So, Donald, question for you: which choice do you want? What choice we're gonna go with? Do we want to go with to build a new home, to build an army, to liberate the world? I sound crazy, I know. I mean, I know which one I want to choose, but audience participation is always fun too. Well, we're gonna go with I know I sound crazy, so that's the one we're gonna go. Because I mean, really, at the end of the day, most people would think I'm crazy for playing this particular type of game on a console, and it's not horrible. It's not a bad experience by any means. It's a different experience. It's not one that most console gamers I think would jump into, just because of the style of game and kind of the mix of genres. And I'm not a big like, oh well, this only fits this genre. It's just that's the reality. Most people only play certain genres, so when you start mixing hybrids, it gets a little wonky sometimes. Doesn't always come off the best. There's been plenty of games that it doesn't work. One of my, as much as I like the game, one of them is a game called Dex. There's, for me, the sum of its parts kind of sweep away some of the negatives. But if somebody didn't like the fact that they had a 2D side scroller that was open world and openly explorable, but had elements of a twin stick shooter in it, if none of those genres before that interest them, despite you saying cyberpunk, they're probably not going to like it, and that's okay. It's just these type of games are very niche and specific to a very, very specific audience. as far as gameplay styles and that stuff. So once you start mixing them, it becomes questionable whether or not it's going to be good or bad. Now, if I remember correctly, this has kind of gotten like mixed reviews on OpenCritic. And for those that want to know why I don't use Metacritic, kind of the answer is real simple. They basically, video game websites on Metacritic are given weighted scores. They claim to be a review aggregator, but honestly, they're really not, because every website is going to have a different review weight to it that affects the formula. And to me, that's just, here's a bunch of reviews, here's the average score, go away. That to me is what Metacritic should do. It doesn't, but it should. This sits at a 74 on OpenCritic, which isn't horrible. They say 44% of critics recommend it. Just looking at the top ones, I mean, granted, I can't spell ignorant without IGN. So let's look at 7, 7, 7.2, 7.5, 7.5, 8.5, 6, 75, 8. That was by GameSpot, game per, the 7, 7, 8, 4. So this sits around like the 7.5 that it generically is, which I think is fine. That's probably about accurate given the style and the like people this caters to, like the audience wise. The one thing I hope that this coming out on console does, it does, you know, burgeon that audience some more and have some more weight to it and stuff, because that to me really matters. The thing that I like about games like this is that they experiment with things. They try different things. I don't want the same Call of Duty, the same, well, I guess it's not FIFA anymore, but the same football/soccer game every year. I want something like this that experiments and tries blending genres and that kind of stuff, and having fun with it. Because really, at the end of the day, this is an entertainment medium. And for as much as we critique and criticize and whine and complain about it and stuff in it, we're supposed to have fun. And that's the whole point. Then we hire protection. And money. And ale. Lots of ale. The ale's all gone? Yeah, it's all gone. You point your attention on that. We're just placed on the run. The clans can sympathize, but where do we find them? The White Lions. Old Dorman territory, those bones are treacherous. Something tells me. The Empire wants us dead. We could go for their enemies, Legion of the Damned. The Empire would never expect us to make us dead. What do you think? Queen of the Skulls. The map is correct. Gary Fields remote. Start a neutral faction, but as you progress through your adventures, certain choices improve or worsen your standings. Okay, so there's a like a factions favoring system here. Okay. Level 2, select the realm and Just because I like being the contrarian, we'll go with the elves. See where this goes.
Hey, Ori, you sure this is the Whitelands?
This is the Fields of Nott.
Have you
Do
heard
we know where
who
the
leads
leader
people
is? I
here?
highly doubt it.
Only rumors. There's an old...
Considering that
Just because we can't see them, it doesn't mean they're not close by.
I know these mountains.
The dwarves, then here they...
That's a bit dark.
I'll say.
There'll be no alliance so long as the elf.
Just cast the portal. Press the portal button on the lower left. Bumper. Oh, okay, I see. So you can instantly transition back and forth from where you are to where you were.
The Fields of Nott are the
That's cool.
territory of my pack. One more
Choose
step
line
is a
of territory
step
of my
to your
pack.
grave.
One more step.
Nice of you to give us a warning shot.
Just to give you a warning shot at least.
We don't intend to stay. We need to get through and scale the mountain.
You see us as beggars? We want...
You see us as beggars? No, I don't see you as beggars. Dear Lord. If anything, I'm the one that's begging.
I'll sneak past them. I'll sneak past them.
Tread lightly. Quick, but painful.
Where is my character?
Quickly.
And let's see. Well, heck you. Go away. Oh, excuse me. Ow.
Feel
Heck
the
you.
snake fight. Feel the
Attack
snake
you again.
You mess with Abby,
Down you
you mess
go!
with me.
Graveyard. When the ants are defeated, they are sent to the graveyard. Switch. Interact with. That's what's called. Graveyard says rare. So be careful if any use it. They die. Okay, that's nice.
Moving. Move out.
Now you see me. You mess with Abby, you mess with me.
Oh, come on. You gotta keep running away. This is getting annoying.
Stand down.
Yeah, run away now. Alright, leather armor, more gold. And then
Everyone all right?
I stepped on an arrow, which really hurts. But other than that,
stepped on
yes,
an
we're
arrow.
fine. You?
Elves clearly don't like outsiders. We need to...
Abby.
The flowers. Don't inhale.
Oh.
It was the flower. The reason you fell asleep. The Fields of Naught don't work on elves. But then I guess you figured that out too.
I'm Avian.
Ah, sorry. It's been a while since I had a cellmate. I'm Cowan, former chief assassin for the Elven Alliance. Now, chief prisoner.
The stone is warm, but the air...
No, but the winter winds of the mountains. This is an old dwarven outpost carved out by... Outside is the path up the mountain, Gahalt.
I was...
Short, smells like ale, snores like a
That's definitely...
They brought you all in together, but are keeping you
Where's
separate.
my friend? Describes him to a T in all negative connotations.
I feel like I've been out...
I feel I haven't seen the light of the sun or moons in an epoch. But it's safe to say you've been here a long...
We've been imprisoned for...
High treason. Which sounds dramatic.
Well, my whole journey started
Your
because
story.
I almost
It
killed the
sounds
head of a
dramatic.
church,
Yes, it is.
and now I'm a famous
I do
criminal
like some
across the empire.
the witticisms are a little pretty good.
There must be a way out.
Why would you want to leave?
I rode from the city of Ilion. We're here to form an alliance with the Elven clans.
I'd say you're off to a rocky start. Still, you look stubborn and I'm... feeling
Sorry,
jealous.
Chasm to no end. I love this character already.
Morok key.
You'd give it to me?
Either you die, in which case the Morok was of no worth anyway, or you live, in which case it served its purpose.
You know a lot
What
about
can you
the
tell me
elves.
of the elves?
You mind if I ask some...
As it should happen, I have nothing but time.
I was hoping we could talk up...
We're the oldest but serious dynasties where the noble elves retreated into the world of men. Pathetic. All of them. It's a slur I wear with pride.
The Whitelands must have a leader.
My people bend their knee to the twin elders, Lariel and Monwian. But the Whitelands are governed by a woman named
Or Muriel. Got it. This is Dwarven territory.
Why are the
I wasn't
elves in the
expecting
winter?
this to be an elf.
which is precise until we can take back what is ours. We take whatever we must to survive.
There are
Let's
other
change the
things to
subject.
discuss. When I get out of...
Then head north.
Thanks for the key.
If you do,
Held?
as is true of all, let her know.
Will do. Now,
Quest journals, right button. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's not what I'm looking for. For the system. Ooh. All right. So, my overall impression of this game is this is a very specific, in-depth, by a lot kind of game. If RTS, RPGs, story-focused games, any one of those combinations of the two fit the mold for you, you'll probably like this. This is a very in-depth game. Again, there's RTS-based management stuff, supply management stuff. There's the third person over the shoulder overhead view for your exploration. There's grid-based combat. There's unit management. There's upgradability. Like, take your pick for what this particular genre of game is going to want to fit. The storytelling is done in an interesting way. It's not going to be for everybody, but it's definitely something that I don't mind because I've played plenty of other games that kind of do this ilk of storytelling and the way they do storytelling, which is perfectly fine to me. The choice consequence system, I don't know until I play 60 hours into this, but unfortunately the backlog's kind of big right now, and having things like the Steam Deck don't exactly help. But I would probably pick this up on Steam Deck, and this would probably be something that I would more than likely play on deck for me. But if you're a console gamer, it's a perfectly fine port. Takes a little getting used to with the controller, because again, this is more, to me, it feels more natural with a mouse and keyboard. But to each their own on that one. So go give it a try if this is your type of game. I would recommend, if you're new to it, like this series, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Disciples 2 Resurrection or Reincarnation. And that'll give you a flavor of the game, at least to figure out if this is kind of your kind of game. Or if you want another series that falls into this kind of RTS-y RPG hybrid, check out Spellforce Anniversary, Spellforce 2, and all its DLC. Spellforce 3 does a little some stuff different, but those are some game recommendations. I will eventually continue to play this. I don't know when. It's more of a time investment, but I think it's a good game. So with that, I will say thanks to DigitalOcean and Bitwarden for being sponsors of the Tech Digital Network. They allowed us to do content like this for you guys. So be sure to go over to tuxdigital.com/sponsors, I believe is the actual address. You can catch me, Wendy, Nate on Linux Out Loud every single week on Wednesday, and you can hear me give Nate some fun stuff about OpenSUSE and how much I love their installer. But at the end of the day, it's all fun. Again, thank you to the community for always coming to these kind of spur of the moment, I guess, is kind of how they feel, events that we do. So I will be streaming on Monday this week. So we'll be playing Chernobyl Light, which is more traditional FPS-y kind of survival game. And that was provided by the developers. So it's going to be on the Series X. So we'll go from there. And then, yeah, so if you guys want to follow me and yell at me on Twitter, it's on the screen at Matt GameSphere. And Tux Digital Network. So if you guys want to have some forum talks, just click on the big old forum button. We're still in the process of rebranding the forums. They're still the DLN forums, but they'll get changed. Until then.